Hey everyone, welcome back to Positively Fishing. Today I'm back out on the Mississippi River. It's been about a month since I've been out here, so I have absolutely no idea what's going on. But I do know that the sun is shining, there are eagles all over the place, and I bet there are some fish to be caught. Let's see if we can get some. Stay tuned. There's one. There's one. Hit it way out on the cast. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nice walleye. Nice walleye on the blade. Here's a nice little walleye, first one of the day. I haven't been out for very long yet, just about, I've only been fishing for about 15 minutes or so, and got this nice little walleye. Get him back and see if we can keep this pattern going and getting a few more. This is fun. Let's get back after it. Stay tuned. There's one. Next cast. Very next cast. One looks a little bit smaller, but still a lot of fun. And it's another walleye. Two walleyes in a row. Here's a nice little walleye. If you're catching a lot of saugers, sometimes if you push a little bit shallower, you might get into some of those walleyes. Here's another nice little walleye. I'm in about 12 feet of water right now, and I'm casting in towards shore along the sand here. And that's two casts in a row. So I don't know, can we make it three? Let's find out. Stay tuned. A tip on these blade baits is when you're connecting them, I always connect them with a snap. And then between my snap and my main line, I always use fluorocarbon, and it's a little bit heavier than I need. This is either 12 or 15 pound. I don't need that much, but I go a little heavier because it really helps avoid hooking those hooks on the line. That just happened there. It does still happen from time to time, but using that a little bit heavier fluorocarbon line can help eliminate that if that happens to you with blade baits or jigging wraps or any of those cast it out and rip it back type baits. See if I can get one on this cast. Stay tuned. There's one. Yeah, there's one. Feels like a pretty good one. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's a nice walleye. Not hooked very good. Just that back hook, but was enough. Okay, well, it's been a little while since the last fish, but just got this guy. This is a nice one. Probably mid-upper teens. So, gonna get this guy back. See if we can get some more. I was actually just thinking about switching up techniques a little bit and caught that guy. So I think I'm gonna keep doing this for a little bit longer. See if we can get a couple more. Stay tuned. Here's your Positively Fishing quick tip of the day. Today I'm using a blade bait, and this blade bait just happens to be an Acme V-Rod in the 3/8 ounce size. If I was fishing vertical or deeper water, I would go to a heavier blade. But for these conditions, the 3/8 works pretty well. A lot of times I'll use a 1/4 ounce. It's a little bit windier today, so I like that 3/8 just to help me keep bottom contact a little better. All I'm doing is casting it out, letting it sink to the bottom, and then giving it little subtle pops. A lot of people really like to overwork these baits and really rip them and really get them moving. But this time of year, I just like little subtle pops and then let it hang and drop. Little pop, let it hang and drop. Little pop, let it hang and drop. It's just small movements in the wrist. And when I'm fishing with blades, I always use braided line. And between the braided line and the blade bait, I have a couple feet of fluorocarbon line. And I'm using either 12 or 15 pound, which is a little bit heavier than I need for the fish that I'm catching. However, it really helps the line not twist and wrap around the hooks when you twitch it. I talked about that a little bit earlier in the video. It still will happen, but it doesn't happen as frequently. The rod that I like to use for these lighter blade baits is this 6'9" medium light extra fast. A lot of my buddies fish with right around 7-foot rods like this. And they use either medium or medium light. And most of them use fast. I like the extra fast because that gives me just a little bit more softness in the tip, where if I get a little bit aggressive and start to overwork it a little bit, the rod will help and actually tone it down a little bit. So it's a little bit easier to fish with this extra fast tip, but it really doesn't matter. Medium, medium light, fast, extra fast, they all work. You just might have to adjust your cadence a little bit. Over the years, we've done lots of videos using these blade baits, and it's one of my absolute favorite ways to catch a walleye. If you have any questions or comments or anything that you like to do with blade baits that I might have missed, let us know in the comments. We'd love to chat about it, or if you have any questions, we'd love to answer those questions. All right, I'm gonna get back to fishing and see if I can get some more. Stay tuned. There's one, of course, pulling a Miller on my phone. There we go. Well, I switched it up a little bit. I was fishing that blade for quite a while and caught 3 walleyes. And then I made a little move, tried a jig and wrap. I caught a couple small saugers off camera, and we got this nice little walleye here on the jig and wrap. So earlier I was pitching that blade bait shallow onto some sand. There got to be just a little bit too much wind to keep that blade bait under control. So I made a little move and started fishing jig and wrap vertically and just caught that walleye. So hopefully be able to keep on that for a little while. Let's get back after it. Stay tuned. So I just talked a little bit about the wind affecting how I was fishing my blade bait. And the reason that happened was I was using 3/8 ounce blade bait, which isn't very heavy, and I wanted to have a nice slow fall. And then I want to be able to feel it hit the bottom. And once the wind picked up, I just couldn't feel it hit the bottom anymore. And I had a big bow in my line. So I just didn't have the sensitivity that I like to do that technique. So I decided to switch it up to this jig and wrap. I'm using a number 9 jig and wrap. I'm in about 18 to 20 feet of water, and there's some current here, so the number 9 size helps out a lot. And now I'm basically just bouncing this thing off the bottom. So the wind doesn't really affect this at all. So sometimes when those weather changes come up, it doesn't need to make you stop fishing or anything like that. But it might be a good idea to think about how you're fishing and what types of presentations you're using. Another technique that would work just fine in this wind would be slowly pulling a Dubuque or Miller rig up current, because the wind is actually going with the current. But I wanted to do something a little bit more interactive today, so I started with that blade, and now I'm fishing this jig and wrap. Who knows, I might end up jumping back to that blade in a little while. We'll just have to see how this goes. Just got that one, see if we can get some more. Stay tuned.
There's one. There's one. There's one.
Just move spots again. A little sauger, my first decent sauger of the day. And the jigging Rap is fishing it vertical. Get him back, see if we can get another one. Stay tuned. Well, that's going to do it for today's video. I didn't catch a whole lot of fish today, but I really wasn't out here very long. I know I probably could have caught more fish if I was using live bait or maybe dragging plastics or something like that, but I really wanted to do something more aggressive today, and I sure did have a lot of fun. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It really helps us out a lot. Give us a like and drop those comments down below. We really like reading and responding to all those comments. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. There's fish over there. That is for sure. There's one. Oh, he got off. Man, darn it. Darn it, darn it, darn it. Can't catch them all, I guess.